France, Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu's invocation of Article 49.3 of the Constitution to pass the 2026 budget without parliamentary approval has triggered heightened political tensions. This constitutional mechanism allows the government to bypass a vote in the National Assembly, which opposition parties see as undermining democratic debate. Left-wing party La France Insoumise and the far-right Rassemblement National have threatened to table a motion of censure, potentially forcing a vote of confidence in the government. Analysts note that these divisions reflect broader discontent over social spending cuts, pension reforms, and public sector wage policy, making the budget a lightning rod for political polarisation in France. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has raised alarms about potential global economic disruptions stemming from trade tensions, particularly those linked to the US and Europe. Tariff threats and protectionist rhetoric risk creating a spiral of escalation that could undermine market stability and slow growth, according to IMF reports released this week. Economists warn that unresolved trade disputes may exacerbate supply chain vulnerabilities, increase inflationary pressures, and dampen investor confidence. Policymakers are therefore under pressure to balance national economic interests with commitments to multilateral trade agreements and global financial stability. In Senegal, the government has leveraged the national football team's Africa Cup of Nations victory for political and social cohesion, declaring Monday, January 19, 2026, a public holiday. President Bassirou Diomaye Faye praised the team's achievement as a unifying moment for the country, signalling how sports success can intersect with national identity and political legitimacy. Public celebrations were widespread, with rallies, street festivities, and official ceremonies highlighting football's role in fostering patriotism and national pride. Observers note that such initiatives, while symbolic, often provide short-term boosts to government approval ratings and public morale. Across several countries, municipal elections remain a dominant political focus, reflecting grassroots engagement and debates over local governance. In France, preparations for the 2026 municipal elections involve reviewing electoral lists, debating changes to voting procedures, and anticipating shifts in local political balance. Analysts suggest that outcomes at the municipal level often presage broader national trends, influencing party strategy and policy priorities. Voter engagement, transparency of local administrations, and turnout will be key determinants of both the immediate election results and the credibility of democratic institutions in coming years. In Ukraine, political focus remains dominated by the ongoing conflict with Russia and preparations for future governance. Kyiv reported a major Russian drone and missile strike on January 19, 2026, that targeted energy infrastructure across several regions, causing widespread power outages amid freezing temperatures and underscoring the continuing humanitarian impact of the war. In response, President Volodymyr Zelensky announced a revamped air defense strategy emphasizing mobile fire groups and interceptor drones to better counter future attacks, while also warning citizens to remain vigilant due to intelligence of further large-scale Russian operations. Politically, Ukraine's Central Election Commission head cautioned against rushing post-war elections until a ceasefire and secure conditions are in place, as most Ukrainians oppose ballots under active conflict. This comes amid continued parliamentary work on legislation for special or post-war elections and ongoing security cooperation with Western allies. Ongoing demonstrations across Iran have now entered day 23, with clashes between protesters and security forces intensifying in multiple cities. Tehran officials described the situation as resembling an urban war, highlighting the scale and persistence of unrest as citizens demand political reforms, expanded civil liberties, and accountability from government authorities. Human rights organizations report rising casualties and arrests, while opposition leaders continue to mobilize grassroots support, signaling that the nationwide uprising shows no immediate signs of abating. Breaking developments in Asia include regulatory reforms and market adjustments in India, where government authorities are tightening oversight in sectors ranging from finance to technology to ensure economic stability amid global uncertainty. Meanwhile, China is implementing significant shifts in coal consumption and energy usage as part of a broader push toward environmental transition and sustainable growth. Analysts note that these measures reflect both nations' strategic efforts to balance industrial growth with climate commitments, positioning them as influential players in regional and global economic trends. Thanks for being with us. This is the USA New Times.